What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review Podcast. I got like an OG guest hanging out with me today. This is CATBITE. We're hanging out. Also,
Woo!
Tim, it was your birthday today. Happy birthday, right? Recently?
Yeah, it was on the 28th. Thank you very
28th.
much. I am 34 and
Nice.
I got nothing. Yeah, it's a good. Good.
I have you flipped around. On the 10th, I turned 43. Like on March 10th. Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
No, March. I mean, we're both March kiddos. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, well, I had an awesome birthday this year, man.
That's good.
Probably the best birthday I've ever had. My family actually remembered it was happening. I got kids that have like really bad ADHD, but no, but they like just like paid attention a lot this year or something. I don't know. It was just really pleasant. And then like that weekend, I went to LA for LA Punk Invasion, and I got my first like press credentials. Like it was amazing. I got to go hang out. Yeah, it was really cool. So this year was just, I mean, all around pretty rad so far.
I'd love to hear that.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we talked the first time almost 4 years ago exactly. Yeah. And there's been a lot of changes between both parties. I mean, you guys have non-stop toured. I mean, like, it's exhausting just to watch your stuff post on Instagram. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Take a break. Yeah. How's all that been going?
It's been great.
Yeah, it's been really, really awesome. I mean, we did kind of take a break. We just played our first show this year, and the first show in the last. We hadn't done a show in 4 months, and that's probably the longest we've gone
since COVID. Yeah. Our last show was New Year's Eve, like a hometown Philly celebration show with our friend Snack Time, and then we just played our first show of the year on Saturday. This past Saturday,
nice.
And it was cool. It was like a fun little warm-up show. It was it's called the Atlantic City Beer and Music Festival. It's like mostly about beer, and then they also have like a big stage, and like we were the direct support band for Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, which was cool.
Oh.
Yeah, good band, good fun time. But like it was cool because it was very low pressure. Like people were there to drink.
Yeah.
And that's and like we,
like the beer is like the forefront and center
it
thing,
just so
and the music is just like there in the background. But I mean, we had like a really nice crowd, and like things like that where it's like a festival type thing or convention type thing, people are kind of just like walking around, and then maybe they'll watch like a couple songs or whatever. But we had like a really nice crowd, and we had people stay there for like the whole set, and it was good. It was definitely a good show back after like a few months, and
we're about to kick it up into fucking light speed because we have between now and December announced we have about 60 shows. And then we have another probably 30 or so.
It's gonna be like 100 shows all together for the year,
basically from now until the end of the year. So we're gonna be very busy, but we're like, I mean, we're also putting out our first new music since the last time we talked to you.
Right.
We have this new EP, Doom Garden,
out May 9th.
On Bad Time Records, and it's it's a 6-song EP. So it's like we were originally gonna do a record. We're gonna do a whole full length, and we kind of like got to talking, and like there's like a bunch of factors that went into it, but like one of the main things is like we want to release a record where every song is like a single, and where we can play every song on the record live. Because like most bands, you put out a record, you're going to pick like 4 of those songs to play live in the set. You're not going to play the whole record live. And
100%.
And because we have 2 other records worth of music, and we like a lot of those songs, and we really enjoy playing them live, and people really enjoy hearing them. So it was kind of went into the whole planning of doing a long EP, all killer, no filler,
Dude, that's awesome.
And I am so genuinely excited. We all are to release this. We have 2 singles out already, and
there's 2 out. I don't think I knew about 2 of them. I think I only knew 1.
So we put out the first single
like a little over a month ago,
February 25th. That's Die in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that one I know. So there's one since then.
Oh yeah, so we a week ago we put out a new song called Tired of Talk, and it has a guest feature on it. His name is Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy pop punk
Wait,
royalty.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, dude. I got questions for y'all in a minute. I need to make sure I don't forget these questions because I do have like 3 specific questions. It was 2. It's 3 now.
Now it's three. I also want to preface this with, I know it's April Fool's, but that's real.
Dude, I didn't even realize it was April Fool's Day. Dude, you could have totally got me with that. You'd be like, man, we got some like Michael Jackson vocals that were never released. I'd have been like,
so Michael Jackson featuring Fall Out Boy singer Patrick Stump. Yeah, but yeah, we actually do have a song called "Tired of Fuck" with Patrick Stump, which is probably one of the coolest things that's ever happened to us. It's really fucking cool. Yeah, listen to the song.
I will be playing it on the stream tomorrow for sure.
Sick.
100%. That's crazy. So, excuse me. In reference to the playing every song on an album thing, I was just talking to a buddy who's, my label's done 16 releases in the last 2 years. So we're like rocking and rolling. And I'm like talking to a lot of people about like what their ideas are because I can't do everything. Right. So my buddy's like, man, I don't know about a full length. I want to do an EP on no, he wanted to do a 7-inch. And I told him, either do a single-sided EP or a full length, man. Don't mess with a 7-inch because the costs involved are almost the same.
Yeah.
And I said, why don't you drop a song once a month, every month for the whole year, or every 2 months for the whole year, and you either have an EP or a full length, and by that time, everybody's had time to like soak it in, and then when you drop the vinyl, it's all these great songs that people just desperately want. Because I think everybody else has this weird thing where they can't let you hear it until it's out on vinyl because they don't want to have dead inventory, and I'm like, that's not really how it works anymore. Maybe people want to hear the music, so that's a really focusing on having every song be great is I think very wise.
Yeah, and because we're kind of doing that. We're having like 4 singles and then we're releasing it, and then it's like it has 2 more songs that you haven't heard. So
awesome.
Because it comes out May 9th. So we're basically doing a single every month. So the March single just dropped. Then we're doing April single, and then we'll do a last one in May when we release the record. So there'll be like 3 more. Yeah.
Are y'all hitting Texas on that ridiculous amount of touring you're doing?
Yeah, we'll be there with Less Than Jake and Jesus Christ, what's Fishbone and Suicide Machine.
Oh, yeah, I'll be at that show. Yeah,
that's
I'll be at least one of those.
Somewhere in July.
I want to say, let me check.
Oh, you know what? I bet that's on my calendar already.
It is. You're in Houston?
Yeah, I'm in Houston.
All right, yeah. Tuesday, August 12th.
Oh, August.
That's the end of that tour.
That's the end.
Yeah, I might. Are y'all doing Austin as well?
We are doing Austin the day before on the 11th.
Do you happen to know what venue you're playing in Houston?
Yeah, I can check that real quick. I tried to remember.
It's a lot.
No, I imagine so. I would be shocked if you just knew it.
I'm usually pretty good about it, but it being like, actually, you know what? I know the Dallas one. We're at the Factory because we played there. You know what? We're doing emos in Austin. I remember that because that's where we played with Streetlight Manifesto.
Nice.
And then that was many years ago. And then
maybe House of Blues or Last Concert Cafe or White Oak,
maybe. Dallas, Houston. House of Blues, Houston.
It is House of Blues. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it cool?
No. I like going there as far as like the sound and the staff and everything is super good. It's just I film everything I do. So like House of Blues is strictly like a phone thing. I can't bring in my camera or anything unless I get press credentials somehow. I was just curious because I got a new camera and new like audio stuff. It's so much better. Like
we'll just give you a press. We'll give you hit me up when it gets closer.
Cool. For sure.
If we have the ability, some tours, like some of the direct, like the support tours that we do, they have strict rules with like the openers giving press credentials. But hit me up like a week or 2 ahead of time.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can get you one. Okay.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I got my first time ever experiencing this is this year. I got it for Punk Rock Bowling too. So I'm going out to Vegas in May. I'm like,
hell yeah.
Dude, how crazy is that? Like I'm tripping out about this.
That's
but
awesome.
I mean, I don't even care about that. I can talk about that anytime. I want to know about last time we hung out a little bit, you guys were doing pretty well. Like your records were selling out as far as the pressings and such. I feel like now your crowds have got to be quite a bit bigger, right?
Getting there.
Yeah. I
Like,
think so.
Yeah. I mean,
so how's that feel seeing like a I don't think it's like an overnight thing. Y'all are working day in day out, but like from my vantage point, I'm seeing massive growth, and I'm just so like I like watch. I get so stoked because I feel like I've got kind of a unique connection to the band, seeing as that I don't know, just starting in similar times and such with stuff that I was doing.
I mean, it's always like a very surreal feeling. I feel like at first, like I'll always remember the one show we did, one show in Baltimore, the Blue Bee.
DC.
Yeah. Oh, in DC. And I remember somebody was singing the lyrics to like like "Come On Baby." I
This
think
was
it
right
was.
before
This
COVID.
and this was like, yeah, right before COVID. So like we were not anything. And I just was like mind blown that it really clicked in my head, like, holy shit, people are actually listening to our music. Like they're not just here because it's like a ska show and they like ska music. Like they like our band. They're listening. They're actively listening.
Yeah.
And learning the lyrics.
Yeah.
And I feel like I still get that. Like every time we play a show, and like when there's like more and more people, I'm like, especially when we do a headline show, I'm like, these people are here to see us.
Yeah.
Which is fucking bananas. When you like just you like take yourself out of it and look at it, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
it's a crazy feeling. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world, but it's wild.
Yeah, especially like there's like the hometown, because we've done a handful of Philadelphia hometown headline shows, but we're really still new with doing out of town headline shows. And we actually, like, we've probably done a total of like 8 headline shows as CATBITE, like at least in the US. We did a handful over in the UK when we were there, and in Europe, but they were different. But here, like every single time, like no matter like how many people are there, it's like they're people that don't live anywhere near us, and they have listened to CATBITE enough, and they've been, they paid their $18 or whatever in advance or day of to come to the CATBITE show and watch us play. I don't know, and then they come and they sing along and they dance for a song,
and they know the songs and they're having fun, and it's like more and more people that I don't recognize.
Yeah, used to be people, that's the thing, is it like it used to be people that we knew,
and we would see them at every show. Like every time we play, we would probably see them, and now more and more it's like, oh, I don't recognize any of these people, and they know our songs. It's just like it's crazy.
It's cool.
It is awesome. Really cool.
That's why we do this shit. That's like, I mean, there's a list of why we do this, and that's like number one, just to see, like, to like, I mean, number one, I think, is to make ourselves happy, and number 1.5 is to make other people happy. So,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, and like I get so fucking happy when I see other people getting happy.
And
so that's just like,
yes, I understand that too, like the residual happiness you get from other people's excitement.
Yeah,
I don't have the same exact things going on, but I have similar stuff now to where I'm like, how do you know my, like, how do you, this is awesome. Like I get humbled almost every day, man. People hit me up with emails and shit. I'm like, what is going on, dude? Like, this is so crazy.
It's a great feeling. It
really is, man. I feel like a little like tinge of like pride watching y'all get bigger and bigger. I'm like, fuck yeah, I like that band for like a long time now. Like I remember, I just think it's just fucking rad, man. Like because I still get to show people y'all's music, down in Houston. Houston's a long way from Philly, man. Like there's not necessarily a big ska scene down here.
Yeah.
But I haven't shown y'all's music to very many people that weren't outright enjoying it. Like, oh, this is great. I've gotten a lot of people into it, and which I think is awesome.
Thank you.
There's not a lot of bands that I can even point to like reference your sounds. I have to just show them your music because it's, in my opinion, very unique in a good way.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate you doing that. Like that means a lot. It really does.
No, dude, I'm living the best life, man. I have like my whole life is the shit right now. I'm happy. It took a long time, a lot of nonsense, but everything's going really well.
That's good to hear.
I was actually wearing this shirt on purpose because it was going to remind me. This band sounds a lot like a combination of Gaslight Anthem and Lucero. Shout out Lonesome Haunts from Houston.
Cool.
Lonesome Hearts.
But Lonesome Haunts.
Yeah,
dude, they're so good, bro. I just saw them for the first time the other night, and I was just like, whoa, like, yes, we need this band.
They're Houston based.
Yeah, dude, they're
all right.
awesome.
I'm gonna check them out.
But it was going to remind me to ask you guys, like, how'd y'all link up with Brian Fallon? Like, that's such, like, I understand, okay, Fall Out Boy, I can see how that connection can be made, like, sonically, right?
Yeah.
But Gaslight Anthem is like a completely different sound than what y'all are doing. So
Yeah.
how'd that happen? 'Cause that was awesome.
Yeah, that was
So
wild.
I mean, it's through the power of ska. Brian Fallon's a big ska guy. Brian Scallon.
Right.
Brian Scallon loves ska.
Yes.
Through the power of ska, but also through the power of freaking In Defense of Ska podcast.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Our friends, Aaron and Adam, that run that podcast. Well, Aaron Carnes wrote the In Defense of Ska book, and then the podcast is based off of it. But they interview a lot of people, and surprisingly, they'll interview a lot of people that like you would not expect to have like any type of like ska background or like just something to do with ska. And so Brian Fallon was on there.
Yeah, and they do a really good job of interviewing people in the scene, but also Aaron is just really good at digging and finding like people with their ska past, and that's actually how we found out like that. Patrick Stump is a huge ska. Like he grew up in Chicago going to ska shows, and that was like his jam was like ska shows for like all of his like teenage years and stuff before Fall Out Boy really took off. I mean, he still is a big fan, and that's how we kind of knew that he knew that we existed, and that's when we like shot our shot and reached out. And the same thing happened with Brian Fallon. We knew that he liked ska. He appeared on the podcast, and he was very enthusiastic about it. We listened to the episode.
And he mentioned how much he loved the Slackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he said, I've always wanted to cover the Slackers. And we knew that Brian Fallon knew our band. He'd been following us on like Twitter and like Instagram for a little bit. We hadn't really had any interactions much, but we knew he knew of our band. And after that episode came out, we're just like, I think we just messaged him one day and was like, yo, you want to cover a Slacker song with us, and we'll raise it, like put it on a like 7-inch or something and raise money for charity. How's that sound? And he was like, yeah, let's do it.
And he's so cool. Like he's so funny. He's a really funny and nice guy.
Yeah.
And then we were able to go on tour with Gaslight Anthem, and that was crazy. Those were like really awesome shows and different for us because obviously the music is different. And the genre and like the crowd of people that love Gaslight Anthem are definitely a different crowd than people who like ska or Catbite. So I feel like we had to like win people over a little bit, which is like not a bad thing because it just makes us like have more drive, I think, and like we're here to show you something, and like the best feeling is like seeing people go from this to this,
or
in the middle of your set,
or
and you're like, I got you, I got you,
or even this the whole time, and then as soon as you're done and we're standing over at the merch person, that person
come and buy like 2 shirts, a record,
that like the whole set, they're just like. And then they come over. I haven't thought about ska since 1994 when I heard about No Doubt. You guys are amazing. You've got a new fan for life. Let me get 6 shirts and a CD. And there's like, the fuck? Okay, cool. And like, it's like,
definitely a different vibe, but a very cool experience for us because we played like massive venues and
I can only imagine. I can only imagine what those guys are pulling in.
To people that probably would have never heard of our band otherwise. So it was cool. It's really cool.
Like we've just had a lot of different experiences in the past couple of years, like from headlining to stuff like that to opening for bands that make a lot more sense,
Right. Well, a diverse lineup is kind of like a co-promotion of a release on a label. Like I constantly tell people, like, if you want to co-release something, let's do it, man, because it'll get both of our audiences like crisscrossed over into other people's eyeballs and ears. It's just like that with a lineup. Like, hey, I know we wouldn't typically go together, but we're all homies. Like, what we're gonna definitely have fun. So let's go ahead and go out here and show these people what the deal is. That's rad. I think it's awesome. The flexi that y'all put out, I always over purchase stuff. I can't help it. I bought 3 of those, right? And I was like, all right. I was like, what do I need 3 of these for? Right? I'm probably never even gonna play one. Well, then down the road, I make friends with this guy, Chris. What's up, dude? I know you're probably watching this. He's like one of my best friends at this point, and he's also one of my favorite musicians. He like period, right? Well, he collects records like I do, but he's also a huge Gaslight fan. I introduced him to y'all's music. Now he's a fan of that. But I gave him one of those flexies, and I was like, hey, when I come back to Austin, I have a third one. Let's play the third one, but I got to film it because I want to hear it. I want to have it I want to have a record of it being played.
Yeah.
And I have this little Zoom condenser mic situation, so I'll probably get a nice, good audio recording of that being played. It'll be rad. But I thought that was a really cool idea when you did that. I mean, the more unique shit you can do, I think it makes it makes a lasting impression. Like the two most unique, like I don't know what to call these things, not necessarily advertisements, but like pieces of like music memorabilia that I've ever gotten that are like, that you could play would be those flexies, because I liked that it was that song with that guy. It was unique, right?
Yeah.
Because it was like a trifecta. It was y'all two different musicians covering a different musician. But then Hot Water Music sent out a postcard that was playable one time. Like it was actually paper.
Yeah.
And I have that like kind of like wrapped up. I've never played it, but like those, same kind of thing though. It reminded me of that, and it stuck around in my head,
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Something different and like unique, like you said, and it's like something that you want to like hold on to for a long time, like a collector's thing.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing I want to get signed. Like, because I would frame that and just put it up on the wall. It would be cool looking, And it'd be cool to have like y'all and Brian sign it, which would be like kind of another weird like amalgamation of like people.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. Oh man, that's cool. So okay, how did y'all link up with Laura Jane Grace? Because y'all did that Op Ivy thing, and that was like, I didn't think that Op Ivy stuff could sound as good as it did when Op Ivy did it.
Yeah,
and then I watched that and I was like, huh. I was like, all right. I mean, I got to go fly to Jesse Michael's house and talk to him.
I actually just stumbled upon that interview you did with him. Thank you for the kind words. I was
dude, for sure.
First of all, like awesome, awesome landing that. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
One of those, dude, I feel like an imposter, bro.
I know.
I get that. I get that for real. I have like bad imposter syndrome sometimes.
But
crazy.
As for the Laura Jane Grace thing, like it's kind of the exact same story as the Brian Fallon thing. Well, actually,
we literally owe like I feel like we owe a lot of our career to Aaron Carnes, because he brings all these people on, and we're like, holy
he
shit.
does the digging, and then we just stab him. We're just like we get him, we grab him, like
line and sink through. Yeah.
But no, I mean, so Laura Jane Grace, like she has been like probably my idol, like my musical idol since I was like a teenager. Like I really look up to her. She's such a great songwriter. I play the guitar I do because of her. She's just very inspiring, and just like, the way that she's like managed her career all these years, and just, I don't know, she's just a fucking badass, everything about her. So, at one point she kind of just started following our band on Instagram or Twitter, same as Brian. Like she, kind of found out about us over the pandemic, I think, or like shortly after we released our last record. And we kind of like, message here and there, interact on Twitter, nothing like crazy. And then one day we announced a headline show in St. Louis, and she just like sent us a message on Twitter and was like, hey, like I saw you're playing in St. Louis. Let me know if you need a place to crash. I have a studio there, and I'm gonna be there. So I'm just
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
What the fuck?
So that is crazy.
So obviously we said yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, also like I've been doing a thing for my Patreon where I get bands that are like coming through town that I like to come over to the studio after the show, and we just jam or record something. So we actually
like her she got like a little 4-track.
Yeah, little 4-track recorder. And so we played a show. She came out to the show, we hung out, and then we went back to her studio, and like starting at like 1 a.m. we just kind of jammed in the studio. And we ended up recording an Op Ivy song, because we had like bonded over our love of Op Ivy kind of a little bit online and stuff, and like obviously we all love Op Ivy, and she does. And we had been doing Healthy Body Sick Mind in our set, the Op Ivy song, and we're like, yeah, can we do that? Like, would you want to sing on it? Like while in her studio, and we just kind of jammed it out. Her and Britt kind of tag team the vocals. That recording never surfaced. I don't know. She has it somewhere, but I have a phone recording of it. It sounds sick. And
That's
then that
amazing.
kind of like fizzled out. But like at one point, she was she like started a petition on Twitter to get Op Ivy to reunite for Riot Fest. It was kind of like a joke, but then it took off and it had like 100,000 signatures on it.
Holy shit.
And yeah, it was like this whole big thing. And I think I was like, if you ever want to just do an Op Ivy set, we'll be your band. Like, kind of just like told her that. And
she was like, let's do it.
She was like, yeah, let's do it. And then it went nowhere for 2 years. But like, I would like as soon as she's ready, let's do it. And we I don't know, early last year we got the guy who runs Supernova Ska Festival in Virginia. He's a good friend of mine, Tim Receiver. He messaged me one day and he's like, I remember like you talking about doing this Op Ivy set with Laura Jane Grace.
He's like, what's it gonna take?
Like, we will pay, what would it take? And I'm like, I'll do it for a chicken sandwich. Like
100%, bro.
It's a matter of like, is Laura gonna do it? Because
she's
I at this point I've been we're like friends. We text every now and then, but
Right.
she's a very busy, she's a very, very, very busy person. And like, I'm like, I don't want to be bugging her about this. So I just like shot her a message. I just texted her. I was like, hey, Supernova Ska Fest, they want us to do this Op Ivy. They said whatever it takes. And like, probably about 25 seconds later, she said, I'm in. And I was like, oh, okay. It was also like 7 a.m. So I was like, even more like, oh, okay. And then we just kind of chatted about it. And I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, I feel like it's going to kind of fall apart. Like, it's not going to happen. And then like our agents got involved. We got the real offer. The contracts were signed. And then it was going to happen. And then we announced that it was going to happen at the Supernova Ska Festival. And then shortly after that, we started getting offers from like a bunch of festivals and stuff. And like, it was like, getting all this buzz. And we were very much under like, we want to just do it once. It was just like, we don't want it to be a gimmick. We don't want to be a cover band. It's just like, Op Ivy is Op Ivy. We just want to do a cover set. But we felt it was right to go to our roots on this. It started with Riot Fest. Let's do it at Riot Fest too.
Yeah.
So we decided
awesome.
We'll do it Supernova Ska Fest because that's like our home away from home. Like Britt and I, we literally got engaged at that festival. Like,
that's awesome.
Like 8 years ago. It's like the true American USA Ska Festival. So it felt right to do it there. And then Riot Fest is what kind of started this whole thing. And then we also did a secret show which is the live record we did at the Empty Bottle, small little 250 cap room in Chicago. That's where we recorded the live record.
Nice.
And yeah, we like our band. Like, I'm so proud of the four of us. We busted our fucking asses learning these songs.
Yeah.
We wanted it to sound like every little nuance in the record, like from the tone to like playing every single note right
to like the changes in like tempo and stuff. Like we
wanted
really tried hard
because we also knew we weren't going to really be able to practice with Laura Jane at all. Really,
in fact, we had one
full band rehearsal,
full band practice with her.
That's it.
Yeah,
and we had a day off, and she after that all, she asked if we wanted to do like tour days with her band leading up to the festival, which that way we get a chance to kind of like get closer,
acclimate.
Acclimate. And also like what we would do is we would run like 2 or 3 songs a night after our sound check. Like just like we'd do our sound check, she'd run up, we'd do like 3 Op Ivy songs next, and she's like we were trying to figure out which songs we want to do, and she's like, let's do them all. I'm like, okay, but for real. She's like, let's do them all. So we learned,
okay, but for real.
So we learned 27 songs. There's like basically the Spotify playlist. There's 27 songs, which is all of Energy, and then like little bits and pieces from like the Hectic and the CD. It's just kind of like all the like random singles that have better audio quality. And yeah, we learn them front to back and memorize them. I would 2 months leading up to that tour, I would just go to work, come home, play the set 3 times, 2 times, watch TV, go to sleep, repeat every day. And like, we wanted it to be so like second nature to us. Like this isn't just like an Op Ivy cover set. This is like, we wanted to give the best possible experience we could, because I don't know.
Because it's such a beloved like record, and it was like we either do this right and we do it proper, or we become remembered as like the band that tried to do Op Ivy and
to do it.
fucked it royally, So plus I feel like we know and trusted in the musicianship of Laura, that we were like, I mean, obviously we only had one practice. It would have been nice to have more than one practice with her, but we were like, okay, we know we're going to do the work on our side, and we trust that she's going to do the work on her side. And so we had the one practice, and like, doing the few songs at soundchecks and
getting those opportunities was nice though. That's better than not having them, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Get comfortable with the person on stage.
Yeah.
But,
well, and like the whole thing was just like so that we could have fun with it too, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So it's like, we want to have fun. I want to enjoy this. Like, and those were some of the funnest shows of my life. Like, that was like,
for real.
I'm going to remember those forever. Like, and it's like,
I remember that forever, bro. Like, I don't know what you feel like. That shit blew my mind. Like, look, man, I get excited on this show. I talk to people that I like. I don't typically get people on here that I don't like. So it would make no sense for me to be on here and be like, yeah, it was okay. Of course, I thought it was awesome. I was talking to somebody about that, like, that didn't know who y'all were yet. And I was telling them flat out, I said, dude, if I could pick a modern ska band to do this, it would be y'all. And it wasn't based on liking you. It was based on the fact that I saw you guys tour so much that I was like, work ethic. Like, that means a lot to me. And I was like, I'll take them over anybody else modern right now to play this set. And I was like, and who the fuck's going to do better vocals than Laura Jane Grace? Now, I didn't quite think it was going to be as good as it turned out to be, if I'm honest. It kind of fucked me up a little bit, man. I was like, I don't know what to think about this. Like, I don't need a reunion at this point. Straight up. Like, I'm not going to even, well,
a lot of people have said that. A lot of people have said that. They're like, if Op Ivy were to reunite now, it would probably be disappointing.
Well, I think it would be anyway, because how do you take that out of the equation, man? How do you take what we think of them, and then how do they replicate that at the ages that they are in 2025? You can't. So just give me Doom Regulator, please. Give me the album. Do a small tour. I'll fly in somewhere and watch you guys play, and I will die happy. But that was one of the coolest things I got to witness, y'all doing that. I was like, dude, when somebody I found out about it through a friend, and I was like, what? And then I Googled it, and I was like, well, this is fucking cool, man. Like, you know how you said about the thinking it was going to fall apart? That is exactly how I felt when Jesse Michaels was like, yeah, you can just fly out here and I'll do an interview. I was like, bro, come on.
Seems too easy.
Yeah, dude, I was like, stop, bro. Is this really, you're lying? Saying I'm getting catfish. God damn it. I'm going to show up there. It's going to be some 520-pound ball guy eating Cheetos. Like, hey, buddy, I like your show.
My name's Jesse Michaels. I'm just not that Jesse Michaels.
Yeah, dude.
Jesse.
Dude, it would have totally been that, too. Some other Jesse Michaels.
He shows his driver's license, just spelled different.
Right, he's not like an Op Ivy tattoo. He's like, oh, I saw him once in '87. You're like, son of a bitch, dude. Yeah. Oh man, that's so rad. What a cool story of triumph, dude. Man, I feel like the universe is just telling you guys, like, please don't stop playing music. Like that's so rad.
No, I'm not trying to. Like, this is
for sure. For
sure. No, we're we're really lucky, and we've been busting our asses, and we've just like, it's just cool to see the good results coming from our hard ass work, because it's like, it's been hard, but it's been like the time of our lives. Like, this is what we want to do. Like, all of us.
Y'all ever? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Do y'all ever so what I've been doing the last like 6 to 8 months is like making a point to, like, once every couple of weeks is I just sit back and I literally will sit in my chair and just think about all the cool shit happening and be like, I got to enjoy this, man, because it could stop anytime, dude. It could just, I could be like never invited to another show. I could not get granted any kind of press stuff anywhere. Like, there's no talent. So like, just be stoked while I can be stoked. Enjoy the people I get to talk to. I'm sure y'all probably think that way. Sometimes it's
I
really
mean,
fast though.
we definitely should. We need to do
We
that
need
more
to,
often
yeah.
because I feel like we probably don't do that enough
Yeah.
because we just are constantly in it. But we need to take more. I've actually been like meditating every week, and I feel like that has helped me to kind of slow down because we're always go 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 go, and that's like almost kind of a form of meditation where you're like gratitude, practicing gratitude.
Right.
And I feel like that's very important. That's really, really amazing that you do that. And
Yeah.
we should definitely be
Yeah.
doing that more often.
Well, I mean, I've got a million reasons as to why I shouldn't even be here, man. So like when I just sit around, and it's not because of any other reason that I genuinely just like, man, I'm so stoked. Like I'm glad that it takes like my wife could have not been the type of person that wanted to let me risk what I'm doing because it's not cheap and it is a lot of risk going into what I've done.
For
Mhm.
sure.
You know, I had to basically work for free for like 2.5, almost 3 years before anything started happening. And I'm still not making like okay money yet. Like I'm making some money finally, but
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
enough to like pay for like anything with my family really. So
Yeah.
that right there could have been not non-negotiable. So I'm just
Yeah.
like there's so many little things. Sobriety's a big one. I was a fucking moron in my 20s, so I'm lucky to be around. But
Mhm.
yeah, a lot of people aren't grateful for anything, and I feel like, man, that's crazy. Like life is pretty nice generally, at least over here for the most part. You know, there's a lot of crummy
Yeah.
people out there, but I don't know. I'm kind of a glass half full dude.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah. No, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just like your positivity like radiates too.
It really does. It really does.
So it's like,
I'm a dork.
yeah, I love it. I love it though. No, it's like whenever I like to imagine that I give like the same, that we like give the same energy. And it's like whenever like I meet people or talk to people that kind of radiate that same energy, it kind of like, it makes me like take a step back and like, like you're
Well,
saying, like just feel like some gratitude and like everything,
It's-
can be okay.
dude, time is a weird thing. So like you're always living in right now. You don't really have to ever think of the past or the future because you're always doing right now.
Right.
But we all do think about the past and the future. So like you got to stop, man. You got to stop and be like, all right, tomorrow will be tomorrow. Yesterday I can't change it. But right now it's awesome and I had some good shit happen this year. So like let me
Yeah.
go ahead and like, thank God I still have a car. Thank goodness I still have a fucking house. Like, oh man, I'm glad my kids are healthy. Just whatever. Thank God my dog's chilling right next to me, like
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
one thing that I was thinking of over the last like 2 years is I was like being really impatient. Like, where's the new music from these guys? Like, what the fuck, dude? And then I was like, oh, they're touring a lot. Like, they're having a blast. Like, I imagine that was probably preventing y'all from sitting down and maybe getting some of that nailed out. Maybe.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fun and we're so lucky to be able to tour and like play as many shows as we do. But I don't know how I know there are some people that are like able to write on the road. I am not that person. I cannot
Yeah.
do that because if I have any little bit of time, my ass is sleeping.
She
Facts.
sleeps a lot. It's crazy. She loves to sleep.
But I just my body needs it.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
body
yeah.
needs it. And like
That's-
some people can sleep less than others, and I just need I can't function. Like I need to be able to sleep.
Yeah,
And
but
so
I honestly think that we do a good job of what we do because, I like touring is hard work, and
Yeah.
we are still at the point where we're doing everything.
Yeah.
Like in the
Yeah.
van, it's the five of us.
yeah.
Like I'm driving.
Tim
I'm doing
drives,
the
we both tour manage.
We sell our own
Mm.
merch. Like we do everything ourselves because it's like, I mean, we're
we have a manager and we have a booking agent, but
they're all
like,
back home, but like
Right.
when we're on the road, like we're taking care of everything. So, and we want to kind of keep it that way because we're good at what we're doing. We have a good grasp. We have a good system, and it's like, we're just like a group of friends. We're just
Wow,
a bunch of
that's awesome.
a group of friends on tour, and it's like we kind of just share all these responsibilities, and it's also like, especially like selling our own merch, it gives us a chance to like, after the show, we just go immediately, like, Britt runs from the stage basically to the merch table. Me and Ben and Chris and Kaylee pack up the stuff and then quickly run to the merch table. And then we just hang out and talk. And
we get to meet people.
yeah, and like talk to, whereas like, I mean, it's probably not sustainable. Like, we're probably not going to be able to do that forever. And it's like you're saying, like, be grateful for this time where like we are able to like, sell our own merch and talk to every single person that wants to talk to us at the show. Take a picture with every single person that wants to take a picture. Sign every piece of record, any shirt, like whatever, anyone that wants to do to us, like any of that, like sign it all, like just hang out with people, because that's not gonna happen. Like, in theory,
while
like
we can do that, we want to do that, and maybe it won't be sustainable for a long time, but
I mean, if you get to a certain size, you just simply won't have the ability to do that.
Yeah. So we're kind of taking advantage of that time.
People appreciate it, especially young kids. They love that shit.
It's super reciprocal. Like, I feel that energy, like when someone comes up to us and says anything positive about our music, or like, especially like it's the first time I've seen you guys, like I've been a fan.
It's their first show
ever. Like, a young kid is like, it's like
that's such a core memory, I feel like, and they chose like our show to be their first show.
Check this out. September 23rd, 2022. That's that streetlight show y'all were at with my daughter.
Yeah.
That's her first show. It was you guys at Streetlight.
See, that's like,
I feel
I got this shit right here. And that wasn't planned. I just looked over. It was like, I know where that's at. It's right here.
Yeah.
It's just that's such a cool feeling to me, like to think about someone experiencing that. And so I feel like we try to do as much as we can hands-on for as long as we possibly can.
Yeah, so I'd rather be doing that than being backstage, like half writing a song.
Yeah,
it's like we come home. Also, our songwriting method that works really well is me and Britt, when we're we'll have a day off, we'll be at home, and we both have day jobs, and usually it's like a Tuesday or something that we both have off. We're like, you know what? We're going to write a song on this day. So what we do is, go to the gym, go to Pilates, walk the dog, have our coffee, come sit in these chairs right here, and we write a fucking song.
Yeah.
There you go.
And it's like, it doesn't happen, it's not every week. It's not every like day. It's just like, whenever like it feels right, we, because we're always constantly like taking notes, which like we do that on tour. You write verses, you write choruses. Yeah. I write little notes and stuff,
right?
But like,
blurbs.
But it's never like a full fleshed out like song.
And it's like we just kind of feel the comfort of writing in this chair on this computer in this room with the dog right back there. He's not out here right now. He's on a walk with our roommate.
Speaking of dogs, I apologize. I gotta let my dog out of the room real quick. 1 second. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm sorry, Jojo. There you go, big guy. Man, I texted my kid a few minutes ago, like, hey, come get the dog, and he just never did. I mean, he's 11 and a half, almost 12, so I mean, like, am I surprised? No.
He's busy.
He's busy doing absolutely nothing. My kids are awesome, but they're kids, man. Like I got a whole tribe, dude. I got a 4-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an almost 12-year-old. So
that's crazy.
Actually, yeah. Whenever I first talked to y'all, he was. Let's see, was he even born yet? Yeah, I guess he was. He was a tiny little baby. He was like a few months old. That's crazy.
Whoa,
that's so wild. Yeah, he's like full on walking, talking, playing, throwing baseballs with me and stuff.
That's cool. Yeah. That's awesome.
Dude, what's crazy is like I got fired from a job like 7 months ago. And it was nonsense, man. I got unemployment immediately. It was like I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not gonna go through the whole story, but I didn't do anything. It was a legitimate setup. It blew my mind. It put me into a weird mental state. But I would never have gone full-time with the channel, full-time with the record store, full-time with the label with that job still in my life. I would have kept it because it was dependable money. It was money I knew was coming. It was good money too. So like losing that job was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like it's so weird, man. Like it's such a strange thing. It put me in this like, I get more time with the family. I get to work harder for myself. And it's produced a lot of pretty interesting stuff, man. It's weird, man.
That's good.
Like things always happen for a reason. I kind of feel the same. I mean, I worked at this restaurant for like 6 years, and when we were on tour, with Laura Jane, actually,
back in September. Yeah.
I got an email that the restaurant was closing, and I was like devastated. I'm still devastated, only because of the like friendships that I've made from the people that I worked
Yes.
with, because those people are like some of the best people ever.
They really are.
That we all hang out still like very often.
Nice.
And we talk all the time.
Martha forever.
Yeah, Martha was the restaurant. We made stickers and stuff. But I kind of feel like if that place were still here now, I would constantly be like, well, I can work at Martha. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I got another job, but I don't have that. Like,
two other jobs. Yeah.
2 other jobs. I just don't have that same connection. So I feel like it would have been so hard for me to ever let go of Martha. So the fact that Martha let go of me kind of makes
it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
It feels like I would have probably tried to work there forever.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't like sustainable, just because I have so much love and affection for my boss and like the people that I worked with. But it was like I wasn't really even making money there.
Yeah, no, you really weren't. Crazy. And you would like,
I really wasn't. And I was like, I freaking love this.
You come home all the time. You're like, I need to get a new job. This place sucks. I'm like, and then you got like, you know, the place closed. I'm like,
well, mine was that I was just too comfortable. It was too easy to go to work 3 days a week and make, you know, $600 to $700, maybe $800 in 3 days. And like, it was just too easy, right?
Yeah.
And so, you ever heard of Alamo Draft House, like that theater that's got the restaurant inside of it?
Oh, I think that sounds familiar.
Well, I was a bartender and a server and a concierge. I was like, you know, I'm older than most of the 22-year-olds that were doing that stuff. So I was just I was an adult, you know, in a sea of like young people. So like, I was hardworking, man. I had a lot of responsibility up there, but it was easy. It was super chill.
Yeah.
And it was funny because whenever they fired me, dude, it was like that was the first domino, and I saw it coming. As soon as it happened, I was like, oh, this is going to be crazy, because I fought back. I like got Texas Workforce Commission involved. I got the corporate people involved, because I was like, this is crazy, man. I didn't look, you know, you don't like me as one thing, but you can't just take my fucking, you know, income out from under my feet and like, I'm going to stand here and take that shit. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
And so it was, oh, well, the whole place is different now. It's crazy, dude. Half the servers quit, half the bartenders quit, one of the managers quit, and then they fired the 2 big dogs because of it. They were like, fuck, it's like a whole different place. Like people don't even, it's wild. Wow. It's wild. Yeah. But you know, I mean, I wish, look, dude, I don't wish like evil on people. Like I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But you know, the bar manager, good. Fuck her. She sucked, man. She was a shitty person. She was such a bad person, man. Like, you're gonna have to get your comeuppance at some point. I got mine when I was a dumb idiot. I did all kinds of stupid crap I had to pay for.
Yeah.
But a pendulum swings back. You know, it definitely does.
It does.
So okay, you're toured all over the place. Are you guys leaving the country? You going to go over to Europe or anything?
Yeah.
We are. We're going to Europe for about a month. And then
that's a long time.
We're going to Europe twice this year.
We're going from mid-June to mid-July. We're going to be in Europe and then end it in the UK.
Okay.
And then again in October.
Yeah.
We're going back to Europe.
We'll be there for like 3 weeks in October. So we're spending about like 7 weeks in Europe this year. And then as far as the US and Canada, like we're going to be doing about a total of 2 full US tours over the course of this year. Some have not been, a lot of it has not been announced yet though. So
that's cool though.
Yeah,
man.
But
it's going to be sick.
Yeah, that's like, it's fucking great. Like we went to mainland Europe for the first time back in October. Yeah, we've done the UK twice now. But we finally went to like Germany, France, Belgium, Austria.
Yes, dude.
Switzerland, and it's fucking great. So much cheese, so much bread.
Oh my god.
Yo, man, like
France, woo! They give you so much cheese. And you really be seeing people just like walking by with like baguettes.
Yeah, they just got bread in their hands. Just like on my way home from my bar.
It's crazy. It's like a movie. Because
that is so wild.
Any way you look is like someone holding like 2-3 baguettes.
Yeah, I'm
I was like, this is a joke, right? Like they really do this stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I can't wait. Like that, like, what when I was saying earlier, like why we do this, like all, make others happy, make ourselves happy, but like getting to
No, the
fucking
travel's
travel
cool, man.
and see
It's
the
so
world,
cool.
like we are so lucky to get to do this. This is like
Well,
cool as shit.
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, like that. Okay, so traveling is fucking expensive, man.
Exactly.
And the last time that we talked, I hadn't ever left Texas.
Wow.
So since then I've gone on four trips. I went to Vegas with my wife, then I went to Pittsburgh for the channel. Then I went to no, I guess I went to 5 places because I went to Pittsburgh, I went to Vegas, and I went to LA. And so I've traveled now 4 times specifically for the channel.
Yeah.
And the first one was with my wife. I wanted to hit a vacation with her before I did anything for the channel.
Yeah.
But like I got to go in the middle of March and put my feet in the Pacific Ocean. I never would have thought I would be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of, so I know that I know what y'all are talking about, because like it's it's even more because you're going over to a different continent. But like I feel like happy for you guys because I know how excited I was just to walk on the beach. Like I was literally like almost in tears because I was like, I can't believe I get to do this. Like
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like, because
I mean, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, when we really first started touring, I had not been to like
anywhere,
any of the
states.
Yeah,
like
just the states in general. So like everywhere has been like a first for me, and like Tim has been to a lot of places. I think when CATBITE really started touring, you needed only like 2 states left.
Well, yeah,
wow.
I was lucky to, like, when I was a kid, I didn't have, my family didn't have a lot of money growing up, but like we spent like my birthday presents and like our Christmas presents we would travel. Like that was like, I didn't get gifts, we got travel. Like it was, and that's just kind of been engraved in my memory. And we did a lot of long car rides too. Like we wouldn't fly to Florida. We would drive to Florida. We would take a random vacation to like Mall of America instead of so we drive to Minnesota. Like
that's awesome though.
But I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool.
And so I've like the travel bug, I caught it when I was like 2 years old. And I was lucky to go out of the country a couple times too when I was younger. And like, so like I've always just like had a need for exploring, and also like just I felt so comfortable like driving for a nice quick 12-hour drive. Sure, why not? Like
that's wild.
Yeah, but like I think it's kind of, it's just engraved in my personality and my life, like just my life.
Well,
I need to travel, so it's great.
The old days of like station wagons and dads smoking in the car, those are long gone, dude. Like people don't really do that kind of shit anymore. And when you go places, everybody's just on their phone anyways, which I beg my kids, like, can we please go on like a road trip or something? My daughter's super interested, but my oldest kid doesn't. I don't think he really cares, man. He's just like, But I just want to make memories like that, because when I'm gone, I want them to be like, yo, my dad was dope. Like I don't want them to be like, oh, my dad sucked. I need my kids to have positive memories so that they can be positive parents or whatever they choose to do. Life is funny like that, man. That's so badass. Where have y'all not gone that you want to go to?
I would
Japan.
love to
we did
Japan.
We did
go to Japan.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
So we did that.
That's awesome.
We did that a year and a half ago, and that was the highlight. Like that was the coolest place I've ever been in my life. The coolest every experience. Like best food I ever eaten. The best live show experience ever. The coolest just place ever. Just the most interesting people ever. Like it checked everything off.
It's
so dope.
It's a completely different world.
It looks like a completely different world, and I've only seen like video and photos, but it looks like a different world.
It truly is. It's so different. It's such a wild like juxtaposition of like being in the United States and like the way we are here and the way they are there. It's so cool.
If like and like that's been my bucket list place to go since I've had memories. Basically, it's like that in Australia, which we've also gone to Australia. We've
that's cool.
We did
Australia at the beginning of the year, and we ended the year with Japan
in 2023.
Wow, that's
but
amazing.
like Japan has just always been at the top of my list. And when we got the offer to do that, and it was like not only just where we going, but we played 4 shows with 2 very large bands from Japan. One is called Hey Smith, and
Okay,
one
I
is
don't know them.
they're probably my new favorite ska punk band.
What's it called? I'm writing it down.
Hey Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
Their live show is just like every night I would watch it, and my
Insanity.
jaw just
So much
pure
energy.
dropped. Like they just signed to a major label over there, so like the shows were big. They were big shows.
That's amazing.
And then they were the shows were also with this band called Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra.
I know that.
Yeah, so they're like a legendary ska band over there. So their live show also just made my jaw drop to the floor.
That's amazing.
So that's like that's probably
and they have so much energy too, and like they're all a little older. Like I think the one guy they were saying he was 70
and he's skateboarding
on stage
and playing
while
trombone.
playing the trombone, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's so dope.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Man, do y'all care if I let my daughter come say hi in a minute?
No, please do.
She still loves y'all's music. So the very first recording that we still have the so we've got two really cool like things that she's gotten from people. Y'all gave us a record back when we saw y'all, and then Days and Days, Whitney gave her a record, like signed one and gave it to her. So I'm trying to get her involved with like women that are in diverse musical groups and such, because
that's awesome.
She's very musical, and I want her to whatever genre I don't really care about that. I just want her to, like, if that's what you're interested in, like, do it. I just bought
go for it.
Just bought a MIDI for us to start playing with.
That's awesome.
We're gonna start like writing like electronic folk punk stuff. It's gonna be weird.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
I like that it's all blacked out.
I know that's cool.
I know. I think it's dope, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was like $70, man. It was cheap. I was like, hell yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're not so bad. That's why I feel like you should get one. But,
yeah. So okay. Before I go grab her, I have a very specific question. So y'all are fans of, I think we talked about this, Rancid, like, right? Pretty big fans of Rancid?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. And Out Come the Wolves is turning 30 this summer.
Yes.
That album that's my album that changed me. Do y'all have any thoughts on that record? Is that one that's important to you guys? And if so, like, what are some of the tracks on it that you really love?
Yeah, I mean, definitely me. Like, that's so that was like my first introduction to the rest of my life by accident, purely by accident. So I started to like explore punk music because there was a couple cool punk guys in my high school that I was too afraid to talk to, but I would see what shirts they were wearing, and I would look them up on LimeWire when I would go to my dad's house because my mom had internet. And there was this one band that I was gravitating toward called The Unseen. They're like street punk, whatever.
Yes.
And I was like, I was on a class field trip. For a choir, we would do one big trip every couple of years, and so we went all the way out to LA to sing at Disneyland. But we went to the big Virgin Records music store, and we were just like walking around. And I'd never been. I don't know. I was just like, I was just listening to this band. I can't remember what they're called, but they had like mohawks. I was thinking about The Unseen, but I accidentally picked up Rancid. I picked up And Out Come the Wolves.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's that band, I think. And I bought it, and I brought it home and then listened to it. I'm like, this is not The Unseen, but this is 35,000 times cooler. And that is what got me into Rancid. And then eventually the Hellcat records give them the boot. And then Slackers, Agrolites, Westbound Train, Jamaican music. Blah, blah,
Westbound Train. Shout out Westbound Train, bro. Let's go.
So like I would not like Rancid is like I got fucking tattooed by Lars when I was
that's awesome.
Back in 2010. He tattooed Rancid punks on me.
Well, that beats my fucking Lars story.
Sorry. It was like my 19th birthday. He was tattooing at New York Hardcore Tattoo in on the Lower East Side I think in Manhattan. And I paid like $250 for this. For the little
shit,
thing.
I would have too.
It was like all the money I think I sold a guitar so I could pay to like go up to New York on the Megabus, get tattooed by him and talk to him for 30 minutes. Totally worth it. I can't wait to one day meet him and then show him and tell him.
Remember when you did that?
Remember when you did this, man?
Dude,
that's my story.
So fire. That's so badass. I'm trying to Mike, now that I've talked to Jesse and I've had like Mike McColgan on the show, I've had Roger Merritt on the show, I've had a few people now, like I'm finally gonna just like start aiming at like Lars and Matt Freeman. Those are like two, because Jesse's like one of my top 5. Like so my top 5 is Jesse Michaels. All 4. Well, it would be Jesse, Matt, Tim, Lars, and then I want to talk to Jack Dalrymple really, 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 really bad. Do you know who he is?
No.
I don't.
He was in that band Woman Army. I think he's currently in Swinging Utters, and he did like basic.
Okay.
Was it Revolts and then something else? He had a couple of bands, but Woman Army is like my second favorite band of all time. Period. Hard stop. Like it's just as important as Rancid is.
Yeah.
Almost. not quite, but like almost. But
That'd be sick.
You think that they'll reunite for
Women Army or Rancid?
No, Rancid.
Or
Wait, what? You mean Op-Iving?
Well, for the 30th anniversary.
Oh, to do it. So okay, man. You know, I was hoping that they would do like a 30th anniversary, like maybe a tour or even like a few dates where they did the whole album.
Yeah, where
But,
Rancid
like,
was. Yeah.
But like I was seeing Brandon was posting like, "Hey, I'm available for work," and then Lars is doing an Old Firm Casuals thing right now. So I think they're not gonna, and it really made me sad because I'm finally able to go and do shit. And I was like, I will fly. If they do 5 shows somewhere, I'm gonna see at least one of them. And, so I don't think so.
We've been having these crazy conspiracy theories that because it's also the 30-year anniversary of
Op-Ivy.
No Doubt's Tragic
Kingdom.
That's
Oh, it is.
That's right.
So we've been hypothesizing like Rancid and No Doubt
doing Tragic Kingdom.
do a tour with Op-Ivy opening.
Dude, there's like,
that's insane.
Hold on, that would be, bro. Like,
I don't know if that'll happen, but I was just like,
I would literally like, I could die on the way home from that, and as long as I'm like holding my wife's hand, I think I would die very happy. Like, I don't want to die away from her, but like, other than that, that's the only scenario I could think that would make me like peaceful. Like,
we have been. I feel like we talked about this at some point, like the end of last year, because we were all thinking about. We were like, oh shit, it's the 30th anniversary, and then
of both of them, and then
and just like there's just been like a lot of like bands coming back, I feel like, and touring again.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's amazing. I love to see it, and I'm like me. It could happen.
Trying to manifest it, I guess that's what we're trying to do. But
dude, we can make it happen. We'll like sit here together and be like, what are your favorite tracks on that album?
On Out Come the Wolves.
Out Come the Wolves.
I mean, it's pretty cliche, but Time Bomb is probably one of the best ska punk songs I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's just,
it really is.
It's just so good. It's such a good, the keyboard solo on it, the guitar solo on it, everything about it. It's, I kind of, I feel like that song is kind of what, is I've used as like my building blocks for writing ska punk songs, because it's just so simple. Hello.
Hi.
You want to say hi?
Hi.
How are you doing?
It's good to see you again. Do you like Rancid?
Yeah.
We're just talking about Rancid over here.
Oh no, we took her to go see. We took everybody, the whole family. We took all 5 of us to go see Green Day and Rancid. Like, we drove up to Austin.
Nice.
That was her birthday gift last year.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Dude, she loved it, man. Yeah, she's you're 10 and a half.
Yep.
So you're probably on your way to like choosing your own music pretty soon. Like, you're already kind of like listening.
Yeah.
She says, I like pop, Dad. I'm like, okay.
Pop's great. I love pop.
No, it is great, but like, dude, like, come on, man. You can still skank it up and like.
See, that's
I don't want to be like not cool anymore, man. Damn.
Nah, it's cool. What's crazy is
the great thing about music is you can like a lot of different types.
Yeah,
right.
And I was actually just talking about this. We did an interview earlier with a friend of ours, and the kind of the idea of like pop and pop punk, because we were specifically talking about the Fall Out Boy thing. And when I was younger, like when I was entering high school and when I kind of discovered punk and ska, I kind of left a lot. I became very like pretentious with my music taste, kind of just to like, because I thought it was uncool to not like pop music and like pop punk and all these other things.
That's a punk. That's definitely a young punk thing.
Yeah, but then like,
oh man, I don't like that. It's not cool enough.
Yeah, and I spent so much of my life, not listening to it or avoiding it or pretending I didn't like it, just whatever it was. And then once I kind of got a little bit older, I like I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever done. And now it's like but it's kind of cool.
You can miss out on like
can miss out on
good music just because you're like, oh well, it's not cool.
And then like now the past like maybe 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9 years, I've been catching up on a lot of stuff I've missed out. Like I never listened to Paramore ever. Fuck that band. They're losers. And now I'm like fucking obsessed with Paramore. They're amazing.
Oh, word, Paramore.
And like
I wouldn't have thought that one.
Because it's like
I
never.
That's my favorite band, so I've definitely.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, but like also, and then like a lot of the pop music, like Chapel Rome, and like
I like Chapel Rome.
Chapel Roan.
Chapel Rome.
Yeah,
whatever. Sabrina
Chapel
Carpenter,
Roan.
like. It's
Sabrina Carpenter's cool, but not around the kids, dude.
yeah.
She's wild. I mean, I don't really care, I guess, but like,
yeah, it's like.
What do you like right now? What are you listening to?
Stuff.
Just stuff.
Stuff.
Have you listened to the Lady Gaga just put out a pretty perfect pop album?
Lady Gaga.
No, but I like Lady Gaga enough to go listen to that and review it. Like I like.
It's so good.
It's a really good
Lady
record.
Gaga by name. I don't think she really knows artists by name yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
She knows CATBITE, Rancid. What other Interrupters? She knows those 3 bands.
The only 3 bands that matter.
The trifecta.
Bro, you know it.
No.
All right, little girl. You can say bye real quick, and then I'll get.
Bye. It's good to see you.
Yeah, we'll see you
in Houston. You can go with me.
Right. Yeah, we'll see you in a couple months.
All right, little one. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay. Love you.
It's good to see you. Bye. She just follow.
Dude, she's out of her mind. She's such a silly kid. Yeah, she's theatric. Like, she already wants to do a YouTube channel. We're trying to figure out how to make it like safe for her to do.
Yeah.
She's fortunate that her dad kind of, this is like full time for me now. I don't do anything else. So like,
I love
Yeah.
it.
even like her friends at school, like, oh man, your dad does this. She's like, yeah, he's gonna let me do one. And I'm like, yeah, we'll figure it out. Well, I got extra equipment. We'll figure stuff out. She got a cell phone, so I think we can make her. As long as I'm super worried about that stuff. Like, I'm all about do what you want, be who you want. I ain't judging nobody, and I'm not gonna even understand all of it. But I don't care. Like, you do you.
Yeah.
But until you're like 16, 17, I need to like at least keep an eye on things. When you're 16, 17, 18 years old, you do whatever you want. But until then, like, I don't want nobody. I'm worried about somebody taking advantage or doing inappropriate shit more than I am her doing anything bad. It's more like other people,
It sucks that you have to do that, but it's so important. And like,
no, it does suck, but it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. When I told her I was going to talk to you guys, she was so excited. I was like, well, you can come say hi whenever they're on.
I'm glad she's able to say hi.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dang.
Crazy kid, man. Y'all don't have no kiddos. Y'all got the dogs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Dog and 3 cats.
Dog and 3 cats. Yeah. We've always like, we don't want kids. I like,
it ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like truly never been a thing that I ever saw myself.
Yeah, and like that's we both have this dream of touring the world and playing music, and there's for us personally there's no room for a child.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's like that's our life. That's what we want to do.
I will say this wholeheartedly. I admire people that can figure that out and be like, all right, well, let's just be careful and smart then, because why would we want to bring a child into this world that, like, look, and who knows, man, I don't know what the universe has planned for anybody, right? But if you guys know that and you can at least head that direction, it's better than being like, oh, we just do whatever we want. And like, if it happens, we don't really want one though. And then like all of a sudden you got this kid that maybe there's resentment there, or the child's not happy. Or it screws up y'all stuff. Like maybe it screws up your shit. You're allowed to want your own thing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard enough with having a dog, because we've had our dog for almost 10 years at this point, and like we got our dog thinking that we weren't going to be touring the world, and so luckily like we have a really good situation right now. We have a roommate who lives in the house with us. He used to come over just to, like, when we first started touring, he would come over, watch the animals. He's a good old friend of ours and stuff, but once we started touring more, we got a new house together. He lives here, and he's like our live-in au pair. Like,
what does that mean?
It's like the French word for nanny.
Oh, nice.
But
I'm not very cultured if you haven't figured that out yet.
But it's good because Nacho the dog loves Jackarume, and like it's a lot more. It makes us feel a little bit a lot better about going on tour, and
Right.
we can leave,
And being away from
Nacho,
the animals,
and we
yeah.
know that he's going to be taken care of. He's going to have someone consistent in his life still, even though we'll be gone for 3 weeks at a time, which we do strategize our tours to not be gone for a long time all at once. Like we try and be home. The longest that we will be gone
was 2 months.
Well, no, we were home for a week in between.
But from when we went on tour Gaslight to Japan.
Yeah, remember Gaslight, home for a week, Bouncing Souls, then Japan.
Damn, Bouncing Souls
yeah.
too. Y'all are killing me. That's amazing.
Yeah, those
That's
are
so dope.
Yeah, we did like 20 shows with the Souls, and they're my favorite people in the fucking world.
They're so nice.
That's some guys I've been trying to get in touch with for the longest time. I've had Pete agree to do the show, I think 3 or 4 times, and it's just never. I don't know what the deal. My schedule is flexible, so but that guy is constantly, because he did the reason that I even reached out is because the very first vinyl release that I ever had anything to do with, he was the engineer. So that's why I wanted to talk to him, because I was man, not only am I a big fan of the Bouncing Souls, but I am now a part of something that he was a part of. So there's a startup conversation right there. It will it'll be easy to talk to him, but I'm not tripping. The guy's been very, very, very nice, but it's been hard to nail that down. But
the thing they're probably the sweetest people that we've ever been on the road with. Every single member of the band, all 4 of them. But they're old. They're they do the shows, and I'm sure when they're home, they're just because they all have families and stuff, so they're all just but yeah, when we're on tour with them, it was we've obviously been very lucky to tour with a lot of bands that we've grown up listening to, and a lot of big popular bands, but the Bouncing Souls, it was from the very second that we met them in real life, they were all just came up, give us huge hugs. They acted like we were family, we were their younger, they're little cousins,
they showed us what it is to be a true punk musician. I feel where
okay,
they took care of us and listened to us and really believed in us, I feel and enough to bring us on tour with them, and then treated us with such respect, not we're just an opening band. They treated us with so much respect, and it was, you could feel it that they truly respected us, and that's something you don't always get when you're a supporting act on a tour, and that made such a big difference in just how much fun we had on that tour, and they are just top-notch people.
I want to be them when I grow up.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is I think when we are hopefully older and still playing shows, because they've been doing this for so long, and and from what I hear, they've been this way since the start, and now they're just older and they're still this way. That's fucking awesome to me, that they have maintained that type of character, and it just makes me want to be the same way. So when we're hopefully continuing this career into our old age, and we're able to bring on a young band with us on a tour, I want to treat them and show them the same type of respect that we've been shown, because it really makes a difference. It really does.
When anyone ever asks me what's my long-term goal with CATBITE, I just want to say I want to be the Bouncing Souls.
Awesome.
I want to every piece of them, from having continuously good music, good consistent music over a huge stretch of time, having a great relationship with their fans, and because that's the thing, is everyone loves the Bouncing Souls. Nobody better. I mean, it's just even if they don't even like their music, everyone respects the shit out of them. They've earned so much respect, and they deserve all that respect, because they are just genuinely good human beings that enjoy each other's company too. That's the thing. They're
all they're good buds, and you can tell.
That's awesome.
You
That's
see,
rad.
you can see it.
They'll
you can kind of tell with their lyrical content too, though. You can tell that they're homies. That's family.
Yeah.
They'll like do that, like they'll go off stage before the encore, and they'll all go to like run out back, and they'll just share a cigarette between them, like,
Yeah,
and then they're like, all right, back
cute.
on stage, and like, and
It's really cute.
it will be like side stage, and like, some bands like pretend not to see anyone side stage. I'll like look over, and like Brian's looking at me making faces like, and I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
oh man, you're fucking cool. Like,
Yeah.
and then after the tours, like Greg will just like reach out to me and Britt. He'll like, because like he's given us a lot of advice on like, especially right before when we were on that tour, we were still like working out, like trying to get management and like, what we're gonna do with this EP, like the releasing it and stuff. And he would just like check in.
Yeah.
Like,
been,
that's really nice to hear.
Yeah.
So that's man.
Dude, it's really cool to hear about a band that I love so much that they're, because I've got Hopeless Romantic tattooed across my knuckles. Like that band.
Fuck yeah.
Is
that's
like
awesome.
Yeah, I need to get it like redone because it's been there for almost 25 years. But
looks good.
Maybe not that long. When did the album come out? Yeah, I think it has been there at least 20. It's been there a long time since I was a very young man. But yeah, I saw them back in like the 90s a couple times when they were like still pretty young. And like I've got an emotional connection to them because my dad passed when I was 16, but one of the very last things that he bought me was this stack of CDs, and one of them was Bouncing Souls. One of them was the Gadgets, which is why when I heard y'all's music, I was so attached to it immediately because it reminded me of that. Not the same, but it was like unique. It didn't have horns in it, but I was like, it just.
I love that band.
It's so fucking good, dude. But like, so like, there's weird reasons why I have connections to who I have connections with, but it's good to hear about the Bouncing Souls being like rad dudes. And you know what I found out the other day that fucked me up though?
What's that?
They didn't write Lean on Sheena.
No, yeah.
So Joe Gittleman from the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah, dude. Like it's an Avoid One Thing song, and I had no clue. I thought Avoid One Thing was covering the Bouncing Souls, and somebody told me like, no, bro, it's his song. I was like, no, bro, that's like one of their best songs. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, I would sing that. I would sing that with them like every night.
Every night she would go out and sing that with them. I think there's a video definitely.
I will be searching that up, dude.
But I think there's a couple on YouTube. It's great. She'd add like a cool harmony.
Yeah.
Every single night I'd be watching it.
I asked Greg, I said, can I sing a song with you guys? And he was like, yeah, what do you want to sing? I said, Lean on Sheena. And he's like, oh, we don't really do that one. Did he say something?
No, I mean that's like one of the most popular ones.
That one. I don't know.
No, they always do that. That's like, I feel like that True Believers, Hopeless Romantic, like those are
True Believers,
songs.
man.
True Believers, yeah.
Do you know what an underrated Souls album is? Is How I Spent My Summer Vacation.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
My favorite is probably Anchors Away, but it's not by a lot. Like it's not like I go. It's probably Anchors, Gold Record, and True Believers are probably like a three. But the self-titled record with the soccer ball as the image on the CD. That's like a low-key banger album, man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they're consistent. They just consistently write good music.
10 Stories High was a really good album.
It's great.
Really good album,
because that's like the tour we were doing with them.
Yeah.
So
right.
We got to we actually watched them film the music video for that song. But we did like three random shows with them before the record was announced or came out, and then we did after the first show. We got an email from our agent saying Bouncing Souls love you. They want you to play. They've invited you to play every show with them next year. And we're like, we can't do them all, but we can do half. And that's amazing. Like,
that's so rad.
Like we just vibed so well with them after like a couple hours.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they immediately and this was like December of 2022. And then they asked us to do like 40 shows with them the following year, and we're crazy. Whoa.
Well, man, that's so dope, man. Like talking to you and hearing this stuff is like it rejuvenates me, and it also renews my like positive aspirations and like my optimism. Like I'm like, okay, look, dude, like because I know that you probably didn't think that was possible 4 years ago. Like I ain't think none of the shit I'm doing was possible 4 years ago. Like 4 years ago, I was doing a podcast because I didn't have a job anymore because COVID existed. Like
exactly.
So like none of this shit was supposed to happen because this, it's all like you said, kind of a fluky situation. But I'm pretty good at seeing stuff and going, all right, that's opportunity. I got to take this. Like I got no business starting up a label, right? Well, it's 16 albums in, man. Like it's weird, dude. Like it's so rad. It's like the coolest shit in the world. I know time's flying. I gotta let y'all get out of here in a second. 2 more things that I'm very curious about. One's just kind of a silly question, but one, y'all are releasing this EP on Bad Time.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have grown quite a bit as a band. You got management now, stuff like that. How is the relationship with Bad Time? I've always thought that was a really, really good label, and I really like what they do over there. I just think it's like whether I listen to every album or not, irrelevant. I think that label is badass, and very frequently I shout them out because I think that what they're doing is awesome, and that they found like a thing that they're really fucking good at. And so how's that relationship? You guys still stoked to be over there? I would assume, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean that was like, it was intense. Like we like you said, we've grown a lot, and we've got a lot of really cool offers for this EP, or like before we even wrote the EP, like just for the next record, we were getting a bunch of offers, but we just like I don't know, just it's like Bad Time Records is our family, and
Yes.
for right now, it feels right to just like do at least one more, because like Bad Time Records is what got us to where we are, along with all of our hard work and just busting our ass.
For sure, yeah.
So it's just like it just felt right. Like it didn't like I don't know. It just other than it just felt right. What do you want to say about it?
No, I mean we love Bad Time Records. I feel like we've grown with the label, like because we essentially started out at the same time, and I feel like it's so like family oriented. Like it definitely felt right to put the EP out. I feel like maybe with like the next record we might try looking elsewhere, but for now, like I mean, and that may not ever happen either, because we feel like we fit so well with the Bad Time Record family, and we love them, and they treat us right. And,
hell yeah,
that's another thing. Yeah, it's just like it's sketch. It's hard because it's all once you're talking about labels and stuff, it's all about money, and it's like what you can do for them, what they can do for you, and we just know that it is about money still with Bad Time. Like it's still a business, and we're business, they're a business, but like we know how it works already, and we're happy.
And we trust in Mike.
Dude, that goes so far.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we trust him, and we want to just like we want to keep that going, keep that relationship going, and just see where it takes us until the next cycle, and figure it out from there.
The reason I asked is because I'm in a unique spot to ask questions like that, seeing that I have a small label, but like I feel like that fits. It's always nice to have a place where you feel at home, because at the end of the day, while it is a business, not everything that needs to be done is about money. So if you could be at a place where you're comfortable, like as long as they can continue to do the things that y'all need done, and that y'all are still a place that is still a project that they want on the label, like it doesn't make any sense to go anywhere really. I would think, you never know if it's organically happening and changing, and you see an opportunity and you don't take it, that's probably not good either. Like, of course, you want to take opportunities that are handed to you, but it's really nice to see that y'all are still working with them, at least to this point, because I like what they're doing, man. It's cool. I just want to kind of shout them out.
Yeah. And the one cool thing that Mike Szynski, who owns Bad Time Records, has like told us from the beginning is like, when you guys eventually outgrow Bad Time Records, because you will, is that he wants us to know like he's comfortable if we're looking elsewhere, as long as we're like open in communication with him.
That's so key.
I feel like that's such a
mature and cool
mature way to like go about it, like just instead of being like you got to be here and you got to stay here,
or like I'm gonna be mad if you leave,
blah, blah. Like I feel like he he believes in our band so much so that like if we were to get a some kind of offer that would like really help us, he's willing to be like, yeah, sure,
and not be like shitty about it or not be salty. Like he's genuinely excited for growth. So
that's a good thing that he's doing, and it's probably pretty hard. I've got a band that I work with a little bit, not even a little bit. I've got 4 coming on 5 releases with this band, and they're also really popular overseas, and they're good friends of mine. So like it's this weird intersection of like I want to do the best I can for them.
For
I also
sure.
really, really want them to stay with me, but I also
course.
want the best for them. So I'm like, man, if I can do something that they would need, I don't care. I will go get a personal loan to do it.
Yeah.
But if somebody else offers them something I simply can't do, as much as it's going to make me go, oh, I'm going to be like, no, bro, fucking of course, dude. Like what kind of shitty dude would I be if I was like, no,
Yeah.
stay over here and keep yourself fucking, closed off and don't reach the potential you can reach. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's pretty cool though, man. They got a lot of good bands on that label.
They do.
Good projects come out. I thought it was cool when Mustard Plug was dropped on Bad Time. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I know. That was crazy. I'm really happy that they did that.
Mustard Plug's cool, dude. That's a good band. Their last album was fantastic. Honestly, it was really good.
Yeah. That's also another band like a lot like the Bouncing Souls. Very good people. They were the first band, like bigger band, to bring us on tour. Back in 2021.
Nice.
Yeah, they were the first band to really like be like, hey, CATBITE, you want to play shows? And we're like, wait, are you talking to us? Like,
right?
And
like, hell yes, I do.
Yeah. So another good band.
All right, I've stolen a lot of your afternoon, so this is what I'll end this with. It's like a two-parter. One, are there any bands from your area, big or small, that you want to shout out that people need to know about?
Well, there's our good friends in this band called Sweet Pill. They're from Philly. We love them. They're like emo kind of technical,
like emo math rock.
Yeah.
Punky,
oh wow.
Indie.
Yeah.
They just signed to Hopeless Records, but they're
they're great.
They're
amazing.
They're blowing up, but they're just like they're the sweetest people ever, and one like amazing live show. Just such good people and a good band. They're
Nice.
we're lucky to be friends with them, and they had their big record release, biggest headline show of their career in Philly, and they invited us to play the show with them, and it was
amazing.
Sold out, Union Transfer, 1,200 cap room. Like it was so special to spend that with them. And then there's a bunch of bands that we're bringing on the road with us for like our record release stuff. One, the OBGMs from Toronto. They're doing our 4 East Coast shows. They're just super energetic punk rock, like party, just like they just go so fucking hard. They have the energy of like Andrew WK, like but like elevated, because they're fucking a band.
That's a bold statement, sir. Elevated Andrew WK.
They just they make you get so. Actually, quick small little story. I had my hip replaced 2 years ago. Yeah. So, I was, had a whole hip replacement. I was down. I was living on the couch for a couple weeks. Then I started walking, and my first time leaving the house to go to a show, was to go see this band Pink Shift, out of Baltimore, another great band. They were playing in Philly down the street, and OBGMs were also on the show. Never heard of them, but we go to the show. Sweet Pink Shift plays, they're awesome, and then this band OBGMs go on, and immediately, dude, I mean, it's like full on like crowd participation. All right, everybody squat. All right, everybody jump. All right, everybody 12 steps to the left,
to the left, to the right.
And I'm
it
here.
Was like the first day that he was like out.
It was literally my first day out of the house without using a cane, and this guy's got me going up, down, left. But I was doing it because I was so into it. And then I left the show. I'm like, fuck, that was a bad idea. But like, that's that's how energetic they had me. I was literally, I'm like 6 weeks after getting my whole ass hip replaced, and they got me jumping.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they're awesome.
Terrible idea. But yeah, great fucking band. We got Rodeo Boys out of the Midwest. They're doing our Midwest tour dates with us. Just good punk rock music. Like, yeah, they're great. I don't know. And then a couple local Philly bands I would love to shout out. Soji, they're playing our record release Philly show. They're just
SOJI?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I got it. Let's go.
Yeah. SOJI. They are just good.
Like femme-fronted, punk, hardcore, like slightly hard punk.
And like political and aggressive, and they're just powerful. You know, they're just
I'm down.
powerful.
It
They're
sounds
just
awesome.
like they make you just fucking want to go.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, they fucking rip.
and then the last band on the bill for the Philly show is this band called the Heavy Beat. They have been around for a long time, but they took a lot of time off. My old band, we played shows, we did a split with them. They're just like cool traditional ska, rocksteady reggae, kind of like the Slackers meets the Agrolites.
Ooh,
Good shit. They're in the middle of recording an EP right now. So they'll be having stuff up on Spotify, but you can find some stuff on Bandcamp.
I will.
The Heavy Beat. They're like Allentown, Pennsylvania, Philly based. Half of them are in half and half. But yeah, those are some good ones. Check them out.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that. I like to find stuff that maybe I wouldn't have found otherwise to put on the streams on the, we're up to 3 days a week. I gotta fill that time with bands I don't know. I like to, I don't know. It's just this, you know how we do it when we're in the digging. We don't have, liner notes anymore. So I got to just ask people what they're listening to.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Okay. Well, before you go, if you could tour with anybody right now, anybody, dude, past, present, doesn't matter who would you go tour with? You got 3 weeks to go to anybody you want, anywhere in the world.
My answer is always Paramore. I would love to tour with Paramore.
Solid answer.
Yeah.
Shit, man. I don't know. I had like a similar question on the last interview we just did, and my brain went blank. Like, I don't even know anymore. We just keep touring with like all my
some pretty bands. Epic. Yeah, you've had epic ones. I almost didn't ask because I was like, who the fuck's gonna talk?
Actually, you know what? No. I got it. So, Joyce Manor.
Oh my god.
Yo, that's a good answer. They're a good band too.
They are just like they've been consistently one of my favorite bands ever since I heard Leather Jacket at my first apartment. This dude that was living on my couch kept playing it, and I'm just like, this is the best. It was like right when the self-titled album came out, back, I want to say like 2010, maybe nice. 2011, and they're just a great fucking band. It's just every record they've ever put out, every song they've ever put out, I'm a huge fan of them or Pup.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
So I would say either one of those bands, I would genuinely love to go on the road with. I think it'd be a really cool mix, and I would get to see them every night. Which actually, technically, we are doing a sort of a tour with Joyce Manor. In Europe, UK. We're doing in Europe. We're doing this thing called the Common Thread Tour, which is kind of like a Warped Tour style thing.
That's cool.
In 5 different cities in Europe.
Dang, man.
And it's like the bands are like Joyce Manor, Hot Water Music, like all it's a huge list.
That's
and
crazy.
It's like 2 to 3 stages a night, and there's like some overlap, and some are 2 days, some are 1 day. But so technically Joyce Manor is on that and we're on it. So we will be playing 5 festivals together. So
that's badass.
Technically, yeah, but I want to do like
a full
like Joyce Manor featuring CATBITE tour.
Yeah.
That'd be the dream.
I want y'all to do that just so I can go watch it.
Like,
that would be really cool.
My version of that is like, who would I interview? And it's obviously Rancid and such, but Frankie Stubbs and then from Leatherface and Jack Dalrymple from One Man Army are like 2 that I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever get those, but like that's the fucking dream, man. Well, dude, I love you guys. I love your music. I'm so glad to talk to you. Thank you for your time.
Love you too.
Anything I can do at all, let me know. Obviously, once the record drops or EP, I'll be reviewing it. And I pre-ordered, I think, at least a couple of copies. I need to make sure I have some for the shop, but I will be doing like an unboxing and a full-on like checking people, showing everybody what it looks like and all that jazz. So yeah, I'll send you a link whenever I get it. You can check it out. But otherwise, travel safe. And like I said, you need something, let me know.
Yeah, and let me reach out when a little bit before the Houston date, and I'll see if I can get you a press pass.
That'd be awesome. I will definitely do that.
Yeah, and either way, maybe let's try and hang out, get some tacos.
Yeah,
absolutely. No, that's for sure. That's definitely gonna happen. So awesome, man. Y'all travel safe. Have a good time. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
love you.
Later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.